Hey everybody, it's your host Rob Keynes with goldsilverpros.com. It is August 22nd, 2013. This is our weekly live stream that we have on the channel for you guys. We broadcast from the great state of Texas and take no BS. And today we're going to be talking about the health of small businesses and how the U.S. bank issues are causing problems throughout the economy. Some pretty stunning admissions from a couple of organizations that study and advocate for small business, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the NFIB. We'll get into that. And then right after, stay tuned because we have a very special announcement about Gold Silver Pros and what we are doing, what we've been working on all summer and what we're going to bring to you. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get into the presentation. This is Small Business Health presented by us Gold Silver Pros with data from the NFIB.org, the largest advocacy organization of small business in the U.S., as well as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We had some nice findings in this study about how the banking issues are spilling over into the economy and how that is starting to take out small businesses. If you own a small business or work for a small business, this will affect you. And just note that historically, at least in the modern era of the U.S. economy, most jobs are created, most opportunities created through small business, whether you're an employee or an owner. Also, remember to vote in the poll whether or not you own or work for a small business as well. We'll read those poll results at the end of the broadcast. Welcome everybody in. LD is here, Rick Zellner is here, and everyone else. Thank you for joining the program. Here is a finding from the NFIB survey of small businesses across the U.S., as well as their own finding from their own research. The first point here is really astounding, and it goes into what I've been talking about with the banking system, the big research report I did from the FDIC and the solvency of the banking system, the research we did from S&P Global Intelligence, all of that research on the banking system. We're not letting this story go. We had massive bank failures here in the spring, the second, third, and fourth largest bank failures in U.S. history, and it's getting worse. And here are some of the spillover effects from the NFIB report. It says, quote, in 1983, there were 14,469 independent banks, according to the FDIC. That's Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which monitors and insures your deposits. The number of branches available has also declined as well from its peak in 2010, but not as much as the number of independent banks. The number of banks has crashed more than branches. Think about this for a moment. You're a bank and you have several branches. So what is there going to always be more of? Branches than banks, because each bank can have more than one. But they're saying the number of banks itself has cratered more than the branches. That means there's been a big crash already in the banking industry, especially small and medium size, which has led to big consolidation. Continuing from the quote, this matters. Consider the extreme case. One bank has merged all other banks into one. There are many branches. You apply for a loan and are turned down. Where do you go? Every bank is the same bank. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the one bank. And your rejection is now on file at every branch. No competition to enforce critical evaluations of your application, just a one and done application. What this means is a lot of the smaller banks crashed. They were consolidated into bigger ones. Those bigger banks now control more of the loans to small businesses, and small businesses are finding it harder to get loans. Let's get further into that. According to NFIB survey, 53% of businesses have an open line of credit. Some or most open for more than a year. Why would they have an open line of credit? We'll get back to that point here in a moment. In the same survey, 58%, over half of small businesses owners reported high interest rate as their largest complaint in accessing financing. What has happened since the Fed, the central bank, has been raising their federal funds rate? It started to affect funding for banks and small businesses. We talked about banks before. Now we're talking about small businesses. They can't get funding, or they can't get affordable funding. 1/3 said that financing was to meet operating and inventory expenses. Let's put that together with the first bullet point on this slide. 53 or over half of businesses, 53%, have an open line of credit, and they're using it to fund operating expenses. What does that mean? It means they're not making enough money and they're borrowing to make ends meet. Let's say that again. Over half of businesses have an open line of credit, and 1/3 of businesses are using that open line of credit to meet existing operating expenses. And they cannot afford those loans in that open line of credit because 58% said high interest rate was their largest complaint. So not only they're not making enough money for daily operations, but the interest rates are so high that they're afraid that they're not going to be able to make ends meet. 52% of businesses said that we're in a recession already. Now, why would they say that when the US government insists that we're not because of unemployment and things like that? Because they can't make ends meet. 52% of businesses, in other words, according to this survey, are in trouble. That's over half of small businesses in the United States are experiencing pain because one, they can't get access to financing. Two, when they do get access, it's too expensive. And three, they're using it to pay daily operating expenses. They're not making enough money. There is a crisis going on right now with small businesses across the United States. In addition to 52% saying that we're in a recession already, an additional 17% on top of that said, if we're not, we're going to go into one in the fourth quarter. So 69% of small businesses, almost 7/10 of small businesses in the United States think that we're already in a recession or will go into one later in the year. Why would that opinion be different than that of the administration? Because they're on the ground. They're doing business every day. This administration and government offices aren't doing business every day. They don't know. They're not in the local communities, but small businesses, mom and pops are. This is their livelihood. This is what they do every day, and they're being screwed by the economy. Okay, it's not just the big banks are in trouble. It's the majority of the new job creation in the U.S. Where does the majority of new job creation come from? Small business. Small businesses are going out of business, and they're in crisis. What does that mean? It means no more new jobs. What the administration been saying is keeping the economy afloat, even though we've had very low GDP growth and high interest rates. New jobs. Well, guess what? We're not going to have new jobs anymore because small businesses are going out of business and they're in trouble. That's what tells you the recession is right around the corner. This data does not lie. That's why we do data on the program, because it does not lie. This is not me just saying what I think is happening. This is me bringing to you boots on the ground reports of what's actually happening right now in the economy. Thank everybody for joining. On to the next one. Well, not to be outdone, the Chamber of Commerce, a part of the government, not the NFIB, which is an independent small business advocacy organization, a private organization, a nonprofit. Now we have the government basically saying the same thing. I found this in a Chamber of Commerce study, and I'll give you the links to both studies here at the end. Look at the 4 biggest challenges facing small business owners. Number one, inflation costs. And the other one that's also rising, interest rates. What did we say were the problem with businesses and people? They can't afford things because of inflation, and interest rates are rising. They can't make up the difference on their credit cards or on small business loans. The living, everyday, breathing part of this economy is suffering, ladies and gentlemen. It's suffering bad. It's in trouble. And the data does not lie. Chamber of Commerce came out and said inflation is elevated. It's still by far the number one big business challenge. Over half of respondents said it. And look at the spike up right here on this black line for interest rates. And look at revenue. It still remains elevated. And it's not supply chain as much. That was elevated, after COVID, and supply chains come down. This is not a supply chain driven issue, according to the majority of small businesses that run our economy. It's an interest rate and an inflation issue. And what's it causing? It's causing small businesses to begin to go under and to see recession before the government does. This is why the government doesn't know what's going on. They don't run the economy. The small businesses do, and they create jobs. And every time the administration says jobs are going to save the economy, small business, which creates more jobs, is saying it can't because we can't make ends meet. So do not listen to the government right now, because small business is crashing. It's having issues. Okay, it's not only the big and medium banks that I've been talking about for 2 to 3 weeks now on the program. Small businesses are crashing. Guess what happens when those small businesses crash? They're not going to be able to pay back those open lines of credit and loans. Who gives the open lines of credit and loans? The banks. So in addition to the 1.5 trillion of student loan debt I've been covering, now you've got an issue with small business loans. How many loans are going to go bust in this next recession? It's at every freaking part of this economy. It's everywhere. It's everywhere right now around you. And we don't have much time left. I'm telling you right now. Here are the sources. If you want to take a screen print or pause the video on a rewatch, nfib.org, that study right there. Apologize for the spacing. That was done by PowerPoint. But if you just take out the spaces in these URLs, you can get to them, or just do a search on Google. Of course, we have a link to the Chamber of Commerce study as well. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest problem going right now is that small businesses are cratering. Now, we do have a very special announcement We have been working on something all summer, and we're proud to announce it. And I'm going to tell you why we're going to announce it, but let's go ahead and present it. While we're here, Gold Silver Pros is now a bullion store owner. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have an online store, and coming September 1st, we will have an in-person location here in North Texas where you can visit me. I will be running the store every day. And if you're interested in buying bullion, we will have a Gold Silver Pros bullion store. That's right. We will have a Gold Silver Pros bullion store. If you guys are interested in getting bullion, we think that you guys will love the bullion store that we have. Here you can see on the page, we have all the information that you need. We've got new arrivals. We've got products. We've got COMEX bar slices, although only one of those right now. More are coming. We have silverback rounds. We're going to be adding all of the products from Silverback Precious Metals, our partner, to the store. I've also got private mentors, individual small business mentors that would be providing products to us as well. And I'll show you some of those. We have deals right now on a couple of sovereign coins, the Britannias, the Maple Leafs. I've got a very hard to find Engelhard silver bar because they're not making them anymore at a good discount to what you're going to see most of the dealers. We've got a selection of silver bars. We've got some gold mixed in there as well. We're going to be adding more gold to the store as we go forward. And we've got also, very importantly, the last 25, only 25 of these left that will ever be printed, at least for now, of the custom Gold Silver Pros minted, as I helped Silverback Precious Metals and Forsyth Engineering actually make these in Maryland a couple of months ago. Our 10-ounce silver is Freedom Bar. We don't have many left, ladies and gentlemen. The only place you can get them is right here at our store. We've got lots of products for you, and as well information on the store for when we open. September 1st, 2023, we will have a bullion store. It's at 303 West Northwest Highway, Suite D in Grapevine, Texas. As you can see on the map, that is just northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. By the way, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, there was a study done on that this year. It is the second busiest airport in the world. That's right, the second busiest airport in the world. Dallas-Fort Worth is the fastest growing metroplex area in the United States because we live in Texas, the great state of Texas. You can see by the hat I have back here, because we're business friendly, lower taxes, great cost of living, and great people here in Texas that understand the Constitution and understand freedom. That's where our base of operations is going to be. September 1st, 2023. Come by and see me at the store. The hours are right here. I will be there if you're interested. But if you want, you can also order products online. That is available right now. Why did I do the store, you may ask? Well, there's a reason why I did the store. And that is because we had brought a lot of people on our program that would sell bullion, and we were having some issues with that. We had some orders delayed by 4 weeks. We had some other issues as well. And we just decided if we're going to do this right, we're going to do it ourselves. We were going to do the store so that we would make sure that you guys would get the best service and the best prices. Also, that helps support the show so I can do this full time and I can continue to bring you the best content. So Gold Silver Pros social media is not going away. In fact, we're going to expand. We're building out a Facebook store. We're going to be building out a WhatsApp group for special deals for you guys. We're going to be building a Discord channel. We are going to expand our social media. We're already on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and a bunch of other places. We're going to expand that social media. So we're actually going to be doing more for social media, but we're also going to have bullion available to you. And I guarantee we will have some designs that you're not going to be able to find in other places, because we're going to do a lot of private mints and put them on our page. We'll also have the regular stuff like the American Silver Eagles and the regular stuff that you guys like to buy. Eventually, we'll be carrying some 24 and 22 karat jewelry line that we'll add to the store as well. I've got several private mints that are on board for giving us their products as well. So we're going to bring you the best in bullion and the best in jewelry, and it'll be straight from somebody that you can trust, that you guys have known for 3 years, that's brought you the best information that you can get on the internet about what's going on with the economy, and that would be Gold Silver Pros. We're very proud to announce that. Thank you, everybody, for your support. This is something we've been working on for about 4 months now. We finally got it up and ready for you guys. So if you're interested, go to www.goldsilverpros.com. The bullion store is there. Oh, and by the way, you can also register for our newsletter there. A lot of people asked about the newsletter since we took it down off the old site. The newsletter is back. So if you're interested in getting our Monday emails and the deals of the week, we'll send those out on Monday. Register with your name and email address on that newsletter link on the website. All right, turning to some questions. Since this is a live, let's see if anybody has any questions. I don't see any super chats there in the chat. So I'm going to look through and see if you guys have questions. While I do that, So far, the poll question is, do you own or work for a small business? 35% say they own a small business. 12% say I work for a small business. 54% say they don't. They're not involved with a small business. Where in North Texas by Sherman? Eric G asked. No, we're south of Sherman. Sherman, I believe, is a little bit northeast of here. I'm closer to the heart of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, just northeast, about 5 to 10 minutes northeast of DFW Airport. In fact, if you drive north out of DFW Airport and take the 114 exit, you can get to our store in about 10 minutes, literally in about 10 minutes. Planes fly overhead every single day. We're right there in the city of Grapevine. By the way, the city of Grapevine, where we're opening our store, is known, it's world renowned for its Christmas parades down Main Street. There are so many people that come to the Christmas parades in Main Street that it basically brings the city a lot of income. And we like it because it is a small town in a big city, and we still have small town values. That's honesty, transparency, and all of that kind of stuff. And that's what you'll get with Gold Silver Pros and in Grapevine. LD, if you're here, I know that you're in Fort Worth. Come up and visit us in Grapevine. We'd be happy to see you. We do not, answer Eric G's question right now. We don't offer free shipping. We're a small store. However, as we get going along, we will do promotions with free shipping. We partnered up with a really great shipping partner, and we'll also be running logistics and shipping, not only for us, but for some other precious bullion dealers, as precious metals bullion dealers as well. So as we ramp up inventory and volume, we'll be able to offer you some shipping deals. At this time, we don't, but we do have the most competitive shipping rates along with the big boys. And we think we're going to be able to compete with them on price while offering better service than what you guys have seen before. All right, that's going to do it for the poll. We'll end it. That's going to do it for the program. Now, you guys have to stay tuned to Thursday. I'm doing a big research report on silver market, and collusion within the silver market. Again, I'm going to say that one more time. I'm working on a big report having to do with silver market price suppression and silver market collusion by some big players. You do not want to miss Thursday's video. You do not want to miss Thursday's video. It is going to be an absolute doozy. Stay tuned for Thursday. Big research report I've been working on for a while. I've got clips from 𝘎𝑘𝑠𝑊𝑖R. Yes, that's right. 𝘎𝑘𝑠𝑊𝑖R is going to be on our program. That may surprise some people. I've got clips from my time interviewing CFTC, person in charge of spoofing there at the CFTC, and the investigations that they do. I've got a lot of other content going to this report. I've got a lot of data. Do not miss Thursday's show. Trust me on this one. It's going to be a big one, and it's going to expose a lot of what's been going on in the silver market. Stay tuned to Thursday's show. And thank you, everybody, for joining today. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for the participation in the poll. Remember, if you want to support the channel, go to www.goldsilverpros.com or the bit.ly link that Danny is posting there in the chat, and you can access the Gold Silver Pro store. And September 1st, on that Friday, the real store, the brick and mortar store, is open there in Grapevine, Texas. You can come by and see me. Thanks, guys, joining the program. This has been your host, Rob Kientz, Gold Silver Pros, our weekly live. We broadcast from the great state of Texas, and we take no BS. And now we offer you the best deals in precious metals bullion. Thank you so much. Until next time.